I know.
So we kind of heard that Arrow Season 3 kind of comes from a place where everybody feels like they're safe and they're pursuing relationships. But how soon is that going to be disrupted?
7 minutes in. I think that really is, but they are kind of, I mean, I think the question of can these characters have anything other than just fighting crime, can they have a life beyond that, or once you choose that life, is that all of it, I think that is very recurrent throughout a lot of the characters this year.
Are you going to also address the theme of the price of that decision?
Absolutely. I think that's and sometimes it's a temporary price, sometimes it's a permanent one, but it's they're always evolving. Like I think that. In a weird way, it's kind of like the most real part of the show. Is like the human is actually not necessarily what they're doing, but the human reactions that they kind of have to that.
So much of Arrow is predicated on people having secrets, but in season 2 you sort of revealed most of them.
We did.
Now that, given that, is it easier now? How does the show shifted in crafting it or changing it?
It's interesting. I think what happened was we had this well of secrets from the first 2 years that we were slowly kind of divvying up and using, but there's also new ones that get created in that process, and so as we go into year 3 and hopefully year 4 and beyond, there's more secrets that we've set up, I think. I mean, obvious things being, Oliver not necessarily knowing Malcolm's alive, but Thea's obviously going to know that. Well, if they, if Thea still doesn't know about his secret identity. There's all sorts of things out there that I think we'll definitely be playing with.
It's interesting. Is it difficult to write a main character where the audience knows more than him? There's sort of a tragic element there inherent.
That is always tricky because you never want your character to seem dumb.
Yeah.
So that's some of the stuff on the show that's the trickiest for us, just to try and execute well and really give the justification to it. But I think the other thing you always try and keep in mind about that is maybe the audience doesn't know everything that they think they know about that situation. And so when we can actually twist that part of it, then I think by the end when all is revealed and the audience realizes, oh, I didn't really sort of see it all the way I thought I saw it. That's good. And then there's also new mysteries there's at least one big new mystery we set up right at the outset that I think will be fun for everybody to solve that no one will know.
From the first season and the second season, you guys up the stakes visually every year. So at the end of season 1, you had your kind of big disaster movie,
right?
And then in season 2, the stunts really took off in a big way. What are you going to do to kind of keep that visual track going this year?
We other than throw money at it, that's the best answer. And truthfully, it's the more time and the more finances you have to pull that stuff off, the larger it can be. And obviously, as each of these characters has their own developed life, that allows for the scope of the thing to feel larger because you're dealing with more characters who are experiencing that kind of thing. And I think that's just our hope, is to always kind of push it in that direction.
And you're getting that stunt ending this year.
We hope that. My feeling is those things are it's not why anyone does it, but it's a good example of how how they can miss. When an obvious when the group of people that we have performing at that level on the show, and in a lot of the other departments and with the actors, it's just you don't do it to get recognized, but I do think that their efforts and talent are comparable to anybody that is getting recognized.
We got a little bit of a hint that Felicity's family life wasn't so pleasant growing up. We haven't seen a whole lot of her backstory. Are we going to get into that, really?
Yeah.
Good.
I think episode 5 is a lot of that.
Yeah, okay. Good answer.
Are more of those sort of character-centric backstories not Oliver Queen related planned this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to do Hong Kong and flashback there, but our hope is to do, we have at least 2 in the first 7 that aren't Oliver flashbacks. So I think just as the show broadens and expands, we've been able to kind of do that as people's interest in those things expands.
I mean, obviously you hinted at Ra's al Ghul. When potentially would he make an appearance on the show? Or
I think we've really. It's rare on our show that we hint at anything that we don't somehow try and pay off, and so we've got a long wish list of a lot of people that we've wanted to pay off.
He's obviously kind of a soul man right now.
Yeah, I mean he got a suit. No, Roy has a great journey this year. He obviously had a real dark period at the end of the year last year that he doesn't really know everything about. So there's a lot of discovery for him to do there. And also there's always romantic interests for all of them. And so I think we'll see some of that stuff develop this year too.
Thank you.
Thank you.